What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pick Six Podcast, CBS Sports Daily NFL Podcast. I'm Will Brinson. I'm your host. I'm gleefully bringing you a Patriots-Rams Thursday night preview as we prepare for Week 14. Joining me as he does to do far too many podcasts given his current pay grade, RJ White. What's up, buddy?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm tired. It's been a long week. A lot of podcasts. Tuesday night football, Wednesday afternoon football wearing on me. That's okay. We love these podcasts. And we're excited for Patriots-Rams, a rematch of a Super Bowl that featured a billion. Oh, no, it was a low-scoring affair. And this game with the Patriots as 5-point dogs in Los Angeles, under 44.5. I don't see how you can go over here, and I really don't see how you can take the Rams.
Yeah, New England has been under in 4 straight and 7 of their last 9. The Rams have been over in 2 of their last 3, but under in 6 straight prior. Feels like the New England defense has a better chance of replicating their success from that Super Bowl than the New England offense does of turning the game into a shootout. So I would agree, lean to the under. The narrative says to go Pats on the spread. You know, Belichick owned this team in the Super Bowl. He could do it again. But the defense is a shell of that unit 2 years ago. You know, it's gotten better in recent weeks, but it's gone from like 31st in DVOA to 23rd in DVOA. That's still not good. That Rams offense is 4th in DVOA, including first in the run game. And I think that's where they can have success here. So I would lean to the Rams -5. Even if you give Pats credit for their recent defensive performance, the Rams still have the better defense by far in this matchup. And the Rams also have the better offense, with New England so dependent on the run game, and the Rams well balanced. They can stop either thing you try to do, to them. So New England's only topped 175 pass yards 3 times this year. One was that close Jets win. The other 2 were losses. I don't think they get there again in this game. And I think the Rams defense that has faced the 3rd most rush attempts, but still ranks 5th in yards per carry, can shut down that New England offense pretty well. So lean to the Rams -5, lean to the under 44.5. I don't know that I love either one, but that's where I would go.
Yeah, I mean, I think I lean towards the Patriots, but it may be as simple as, all right, let's pretend this isn't the Patriots and let's make it a different team that doesn't throw the ball very well, that has a rushing quarterback. I'm trying to think of the comp. What's the comp, the NFL comp here? Because there's not many teams you can be like, oh, like who are the Patriots? I mean, Cam Newton threw for 69 or 96 yards last week and they won.
A slightly better Kendall Hinton Broncos.
That is funny, but that is insulting to Cam Newton, sir. How dare you?
Yeah, I know he's better than that. I'm not, but I remember that week that Hinton played, there was like 4 offenses that had 75 passing yards or less, and the Patriots were one of them.
I mean, that's the thing, is like if this was a different team, like if you took Bill Belichick and the Patriots logo off of it, would I be interested in taking the +5? I don't know. So that's what gives me pause. But I also have concerns because, frankly, Jared Goff will show up and lay a total egg. Like he's not afraid to do that. And you don't know when it's coming. I almost think this is a better live game to bet, or like a second half game to bet, if you want to be involved in the spread, like the side or the, whatever it is, because you just, like, if you're going to know in the first series, if the Rams are showing up. Like if the Rams show up and they run these scripted plays for McVay and Goff gets comfortable, they can shred the Patriots. But if he gets out there and they can't get going on offense, I mean, I think you can see the Patriots take care of business and steal this game. So I would stay away from the side, but I agree that the under is a great spot. Belichick, since 2000, 47-21-1 against the spread as an underdog, and 39-31 straight up as a dog, both best in the NFL, but I don't know if that applies. He's won 11 straight games, 10-0-1 against the spread on short rest, dating back to 2016, the longest such win streak in the NFL over that stretch. Again, I don't know that it applies without Tom Brady. Since the start of last season, the Rams are 8-2 against the spread in prime time. Rams under is 5-0 at home. I think the under is just a play. Any other thoughts on the spread?
No, that's about where I was going. I don't think you tease this game with itself. But yeah, if you want to play something, play the under. I would agree. I'd take that over the spread.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do player props and DFS picks. Okay, so player props. If you're digging into the William Hill player props, what stands out to you in this one, RJ?
Yeah, like Cam is the first New England touchdown scorer at plus 240. Cam has 11 of New England's 27 offensive touchdowns, which means 40% of the time that New England scores, it's going to Cam. That would equate to a plus 150 line around. So this seems like a pretty solid value to try to take him as the first one here. Rams defense is first in pass touchdowns allowed, and the 3 of the 10 touchdowns they've given up on the ground have been to quarterbacks. So, it seems to help Cam here. I also don't hate in that prop going no Patriots touchdown at plus 800 and just expecting the Rams defense to dominate. That would be a nice little lottery ticket to play.
I saw Cam under 0.5 passing touchdowns at plus 210. That is a 2-to-1 prop that Cam Newton just won't throw if they get near the red zone. That's a really good bet. Given that you have Jalen Ramsey against Jacoby Myers, I will take that prop. I think they will run aggressively in the red zone. And I think Brady Quinn has pointed out on the show that, when you have a guy like Aaron Donald, what you have to do is run him left and right in order to wear him down, in theory, to keep him off of your quarterback. So I would not be surprised at all if the Patriots decided to do a ton of running like that. I will take. 210 is insane. Like 2-to-1, he just doesn't throw a passing touchdown.
It was under 1.5, like minus 240 last night, and that was just a lock, even if you had to pay the minus 240. But yeah, I do agree that 0.5 and getting a heavily juiced is a decent one. He has no games with over 1 pass touchdown. That seems to be his cap. But I think the one way he could throw a pass touchdown is to a running back. It seems like the Rams give up, passing production to running backs a little more than they do to anyone else. 12 most receiving yards to running backs, 13th most receptions. So prop, if you want to go James White over 2.5 receptions at minus 130, I think that has a decent chance of hitting. Rex Burkhead, as we know, is out now. So it seems like White could get more work in the passing game. Maybe not exactly his earlier production and earlier in his career, but it should bump up because Burkhead is actually decently effective in the pass game too.
I also like Cam's under longest completion here on William Hill at 31.5. I just don't think I don't think you're going to throw the ball down the field. I think it'll be conservative. Now, if you get one that, somebody takes around the corner and then is gone, then you're hosed. But I don't see them throwing a ton of strikes down the field against a very good Rams secondary. I just think you go unders all across the board on Cam's passing attack. I don't think you mess with the Rams running backs, although Cam Akers is seeing his snaps go way up. Maybe that's a question that's more important for DFS. What do you like in the DFS? Unless you have other props you want to talk about.
No, my one other prop I wrote down is kind of tight to DFS captain. I would go Goff as my DFS captain. Since I like the Rams to win. I think New England's offense struggle. I think Goff's probably your best option. But the prop Goff over with 0.5 interceptions is minus 125. He's thrown a pick in 7 of his 12 games this year, but 2 each against the Dolphins, Bucks, and San Francisco in the last 5 weeks. And New England has been uneven overall in defense. They do have the second most picks in the league, so that might be a place where they can get an interception to him. So it's a decent one that's close to even juice. I mean, minus 125 isn't near even, but it's better than minus 240 and these other things we're talking about. So that could be a good one there. So Goff for captain, sleeper captains, James White, like I said, I think he might get some receiving work here. And then not having Burkhead is going to help him. And then the play I'm going to go way down, and then I'm going to put Damier Byrd in as my sleeper captain. Only costs $1,200. Because he's only 800 as a flex, but 24 targets in a 3-game span before last week's blowout, where obviously they weren't throwing the ball because they were up the whole time. He's still playing the majority of the snaps. We don't think he's going to see Ramsey in coverage. Ramsey will probably be on better receivers. So I think he could have a decent game. And then if you put him in as your captain, you can basically do anything on flex. Like
you can literally select the next 5 highest price guys.
Almost. If you tried to do that, you'd be $400 over. So you can get 5 of the next 6, and you can take any ones you want. So you go like Bird there, and then Goff, Cam, Woods, Cup, and Akers if you want, or some combination of that. You just can use Harris or instead of or Akers, or you can take one of those other guys out if you want. But anything else works. So
yeah, you're right. You can't go Damian Harris. You got to go Cam Akers. Akers, by the way, over rushing attempts 11.5. I kind of like that. It last week. Now it could backfire in your face, by the way, because Cam Akers and the Rams are weird about it, but I don't hate Cam Akers as a captain either. I don't think they'll be able to run easily against New England, but if we're seeing success, I think it would be pretty surprising if they just turn this over to Goff and let him throw all day against Belichick. I don't think McVay wants to do that. I think he'd love to run the ball. I don't know if he'll be able to run the ball, but I think he'll try. And I think Cam Akers will be his guy. So Akers is a captain, and I don't mind if you go I think you have to have Cam and Goff in there because of how these quarterbacks will be treated by their coaches. But I think this is a game where I don't mind going defenses, like plug both defenses in.
Yeah, if you want to go an anti-Cam lineup, I don't mind doing, a Rams defense with Goff and Woods and Cup and some of these other guys, and really only sneaking in like Damian Harris and then a very cheap bird play, for New England.
Yeah, you can go Cam Akers as captain, Rams, Pats defense, Jared Goff, Robert Woods, and actually can't quite get to Cooper Kupp that way, but you can grab Darrell Henderson too if you want to completely fade the Pats in that spot. Well, I guess you don't want to do Pats defense there, but you get the point. Yeah, I mean, there are multiple lineups here where you can just completely fade Cam, and I don't really hate it. I mean, I think he's not going to put up huge stats in this spot. They're not. That's not who the Patriots are anymore. They might win the game, but I don't think they'll win in a shootout. So to me, that's the game script I'm building: is low scoring affair, battle between those two. Maybe fade Cam, even though I think he could score 2 rushing touchdowns. Okay. Anything else on this game, RJ? Are you excited that we are about to have football on every single day of the week?
I'm excited that we got through this so quickly. It's like we're trying to compete with a certain new podcast that just came out today called The Early Edge, presented by Sportsline, and powered by Sportsline, I should say. Jonathan Coachman is the host. He's going to do a great job. We all love Coach, and I'm excited to put it in. It's not in my feed yet. I just woke up so I could talk with you here, so I'm excited to jump off this so I can go listen to it.
I know I saw Coach tweet out he has a fancy little background. He's going to do 10 minutes with the best Sportsline analyst each day, giving people a breakdown of what they should be wagering on. I also am excited to listen to it because I want to, need some action. Need some, maybe some Europa. Is he going to give out some Europa picks today? Huh?
Maybe.
We'll see. Go check it out in your podcast feed. Also go to sportsline.com. Use promo code WHITE to get your first month for $1. RJ, thanks, buddy.